Perps or perpetual futures work completely differently than traditional futures, and once you understand them, I promise you'll never go back. Traditional futures basically means trading a contract whose value is tied to an underlying asset. That asset could be Bitcoin, oil, gold, the S&P 500, or even a company stock. But instead of buying the asset directly, you're trading a contract based on its price. That's the key difference. Spot trading is ownership, futures trading is exposure. If you spot buy shares of an S&P 500 ETF, you own actual shares of that index in your brokerage account. If you trade S&P 500 futures contract, like the E-mini S&P 500, you don't actually own shares. Instead, you're trading a contract that moves based on the price of the S&P index. The original purpose of futures was pretty practical. The classic example there is, imagine a farmer and a cereal company. The farmer grows wheat and they're worried the price will crash by the time harvest time comes around. The cereal company, they need wheat and they're worried the price will spike. So they both agree on a price today, and that gives both sides certainty. The farmer knows what they'll get paid and the cereal company knows what they'll pay. That's where futures come from. They were originally built to manage risk, but in modern markets, most traders are not trying to receive barrels of oil or bushels of wheat. They use futures to trade price movements. If they think the price is going to go up, they go long. If they think the price is going to go down, they go short. And that's why futures became so powerful for active traders, because now you're not just limited to buying something and hoping it goes up. You can trade in both directions. You can hedge, you can use leverage, you can access markets that trade far beyond normal stock market hours. That's the appeal. If you're used to Robinhood or Coinbase or Webull, the basic mental model is usually buy the stock or token and you hope the price goes up. And when you get scared, you sell. Futures gives you more flexibility than that, but with more flexibility does come risk. So the simple version is this. Spot trading is better when you just want to buy and hold. Futures are more useful when you want leverage, you want short exposure, hedging, or active trading. Now, futures markets usually have much better trading hours than regular stocks. Stock markets were built around when the exchange was actually open. The market opens in the morning, it closes in the afternoon, then there's pre-market and after hours around that. Futures markets were built for global risk management. Oils, currencies, crypto, and index futures move based on news before and after the market is open. Traders don't want to wait until 9:30 a.m. New York time just to react. That's why many futures markets trade almost 24 hours during the trading week. Now, obviously you do need to sleep and you do need to live your life with these always-on markets, so I'll cover how to set up AI trading automations in a future video. So make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. So now you understand futures trading. What about perps? The main difference between traditional futures and perpetual futures, or perps, is simply regular futures expire, perpetual futures don't. Traditional futures have a fixed contract date. For example, you might trade a September oil futures contract, and as that date gets closer, the contract eventually expires. At expiration, the contract settles. Depending on the contract, that can mean cash settlement or it can mean physical delivery. But for most retail traders who don't want to close the position, and they probably definitely don't want to take delivery of barrels of oil to their front doorstep, in order to keep a traditional futures position open past expiration, they usually have to roll their position. Now, rolling is basically closing the expiring contract and immediately opening a later dated contract. That's just normal in traditional futures. But it does add friction. You have to understand the contract calendar, you have to understand expiration, you have to understand rolling, and you have to remember to do it. For a beginner, that's just a lot. Perpetual futures, or perps, remove that part. They are designed to keep trading without an expiration date. So instead of having a contract that expires every month or every quarter, the perp just keeps going. That's why it's called perpetual. It just keeps going. Now the obvious question is, if perps never expire, how do they actually stay tied to the real asset's price? The answer is funding rates. A funding rate is a periodic payment between long traders and short traders in a perpetual futures market. Traditional futures use expiration to force the contract back towards reality. Perps use funding rates to keep the contract tied to reality. Basically, if an NVIDIA perp is trading above the spot share price of NVIDIA, longs might pay shorts. That makes it more expensive to stay long and more attractive to go short. That pressure helps pull perp price back toward the spot price. Now, if the perp is trading below spot, shorts might pay longs. That makes it more expensive to stay short and more attractive to go long. So funding rates are the mechanism that keeps perp price in line with the underlying market. Funding rates can be a cost, or they can be a credit. It all just depends on what side of the trade you're on. And it's not just a one-time fee, it's a recurring fee. So some platforms charge funding every 8 hours. Some platforms like Hyperliquid charge it hourly. But the beginner lesson is pretty simple. Look at funding rates before you trade, because funding rates can move a lot, especially when assets are volatile and when one side of the market is crowded. Also keep in mind that funding is always charged in the full position, not just your margin. So let's say you have $1,000 in margin and you use 10x leverage. Your position size is $10,000. Funding applies to that full $10,000 notional position, not just the $1,000 you put down. That's a huge point. So before you enter a perp trade, ask yourself some key questions. Am I paying funding or am I receiving funding? How often is funding charged? How long do I even plan to hold this trade to begin with? If you're in and out quickly, maybe funding is not even a huge deal. But if you hold this position for days or weeks, funding can matter a lot. So don't just ask, am I right on direction? Ask yourself, how expensive is it to stay in this trade to begin with? Now, this is why I think perps are so important. For active traders, they're just much cleaner than traditional futures in a lot of ways. There's no expiration, no rolling contracts, easy long and short exposure, built-in leverage, and they fit naturally into 24/7 markets. Now, speaking of that, I just covered how to trade 24/7 markets in my last video, so watch it after this one. Over the next few years, perps will become much more mainstream because they're just easier to understand as a product than traditional futures. This means if you're trading perps now, you have a huge advantage. Plus, on top of this simplicity, perps also have another big advantage over traditional futures, especially when a trade is going really wrong. With traditional futures, your margin is not necessarily your maximum loss. Margin is the collateral required to open the trade, and your maintenance margin is the amount of collateral required to keep that trade open. If the market moves hard against you, your broker can issue what's called a margin call. That means you need to deposit more money to keep the position open. And if the market gaps hard against you, faster than the broker can close the position, you can actually lose more than your initial margin and owe money. That's the reason traditional futures can feel intimidating for beginners. Perps are structured differently. On nearly every perp platform, especially when using isolated margin, the system is designed to liquidate your position before your balance goes negative. So if you put $500 into an isolated margin position, your risk on that position is limited to that $500. But that does not mean perps are completely safe. It just means that the risk structure is different. You can still lose the full position, and if you use cross margin, the trade can use more of your account balance to stay open. That's why isolated margin versus cross margin matters. With isolated margin, the trade is in its own little box. Only the margin assigned to that position is at risk. With cross margin, your whole available balance can support the trade. Cross margin gives the trade more room, but it also gives the trade access to more of your capital. So isolated margin gives you cleaner risk boundaries. Cross margin gives you more flexibility, but more account level risk. So for beginners, my view is pretty simple. Start with isolated margin and use low leverage until you start feeling confident. Before I get into leverage, know that not all trading platforms have the ability to trade perps, but you can with Rift. And I compare how interactive brokers, Webull, Robinhood, and Rift differ in this video. Now let's talk about leverage. As a quick refresher, leverage basically just means controlling a larger position with a smaller amount of money. But the important part is that leverage doesn't just amplify gains. It also reduces your room for error. The higher your leverage, the less the market has to move against you before you either get liquidated or margin called. With perps, liquidation is pretty direct. You post margin, you choose your leverage, and if the trade moves against you far enough, your margin is no longer enough to support that position. And at that point, the platform automatically closes the trade. That's liquidation. Your liquidation price is the point where the platform says you no longer have enough collateral to keep this position open. Now let's talk about shorting. This is one of the biggest reasons traders use futures and perps. Shorting means you are betting the price will go down. When you go long, you profit if the price rises. When you go short, you profit if the price falls. Shorting with futures and perps is significantly easier than trying to short with spot trading. Now, just as an example, if you tried to go short with spot trading, it would involve multiple steps. You need to borrow the asset first, then sell it, then hopefully, buy it back at a profit, and finally repay the initial amount you borrowed. Most apps with futures trading are on one side of the spectrum. They either make trading simple but underpowered, like what Kalshi is trying to do with perps, or powerful but intimidating, like interactive brokers or NinjaTrader. But trading futures and perps on Rift is completely different. Rift is trying to bring the power of modern futures, spot trading, back-tested signals, real-time data, and automation into one mobile app. Because the problem with futures for beginners is not just that the product is risky, it's that the product is usually explained horribly. The interfaces are intimidating, the terminology is super confusing, and there are a bunch of numbers on the screen that can wipe you out if you don't actually understand them. So on Rift, the goal is to make this more approachable without pretending the risk doesn't exist. The features that matter most for a futures beginner are pretty straightforward, and you can see it for yourself by downloading the app. The first differentiating feature on Rift is Perps access across equities, commodities, crypto, and Forex. Second is real-time market data and news. Third is back-tested signals. And signals can really help beginners understand possible entries, exits, trend direction, risk reward, and a lot more instead of just guessing. You can even import your own TradingView signals and share them easily with others, all from Rift. Fourth are risk controls and execution. You have stops, position sizing, easy order placement, and clear trade journaling. And that matters way more when leverage is involved. Now, one thing I want to be very clear about. Rift signals are not there to, tell you or predict the future. They are there to give you context. Is momentum strengthening? Is the market breaking? Has this setup historically worked better over a few hours, a few days, or not at all? For beginners, that's the value. Now, placing a trade on Rift is pretty straightforward. First you pick the market, then you choose your direction, you choose long if you think the price is gonna go up, then you set your position size. Now, this is where beginners just really need to slow down. Think about how much you can actually afford to lose. Then choose your leverage. Remember to go with low leverage if you're just starting out. Then, after you choose your leverage, make sure to check your liquidation price. Now, this is really important because this is the price where the platform can actually force you out and close your trade. Then you need to check your funding rate. Are you paying funding? Are you receiving funding? How long do you plan to hold this trade? Then you need to add your stop loss or take profit, which you can actually do automatically on every Rift trade. Then you just need to do a final review of the trade, place the order, and start monitoring your position. And on Rift, you can also set close conditions with a signal order. This means you're not just entering a trade and hoping. You can start building more structure around how you get in and out, and that's really the point. Perps and futures are powerful products, but beginners definitely should not treat them like a casino. They should treat them like tools. They're tools for exposure, hedging, trading both directions, and accessing markets that don't fit neatly into a 930 to 4. So if you take one thing away from this video, remember, futures are exposure. Perps are future style exposure without expiration. Leverage increases your position size. Liquidation happens when your margin simply can't support the trade anymore. And the funding rate is the recurring cost or credit that keeps Perps tied to spot. And just remember, your job as a beginner is just to survive long enough to get good, which means being smart about leverage and position sizing. So download Rift by clicking the link in the description below and start trading futures on Rift today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.